Hello, and welcome. Welcome to the Fit Over 40 Challenge Show, the number one health and fitness show for those of us in the club. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about the 40 and Over Club. My name is Coach Dave. I'm going to be your coach today, and I'm super excited to bring you another episode. And I've got a really powerful tip for you today that's not only going to be great for your body, but it's even better for your mind. All right, we're going to get our mind right. So hang on because we're about to go deep. But first, I want to thank everybody for all the comments and the reviews you leave. Those are super important to me because it knows and validates what I'm doing and adding value and making a difference. And that's really what I want this podcast to be all about. And I also want to take a second and just let you know that obviously the name of this show is the Fit Over 40 Challenge Show. So I help busy moms and dads get fit that are over 40 and beyond. But now that doesn't mean that's all I work with. I do work with others. But that's really kind of who I'm looking for. So if you know of anybody that needs to hear this, that needs to just start to get their mind right, then introduce them to the show and share, that's how we can all make a difference and make a bigger impact, because my mission is to make an impact in this world and to reach as many people as I can who are looking and wanting to make a change, and they're tired of being, feeling, tired and self-doubt and, just I want to make people feel great. And so of anybody that can benefit from this show, please share that with them. And, if there's any way that I can help you, obviously you let me know that as well too. But let's go ahead and let's dive right in. And so let me ask you though first, are you ready for this? Okay. I want you to clear all the distractions out. I want you to just sit here, listen. If you're driving, listen to it in your car and just focus in on this. Okay. Because this month, and it depends on when you listen to it, but I'm recording this. There's 90 days left in the year, okay? There's only 90 days left in the decade, okay? So I want to help you in the next month, and then it's going to maybe trickle on in farther than that, but I want to help you find ways that you can upgrade your habits to get even better results. Now, one of the fastest ways you can do that is to upgrade your thoughts. If you've listened to any of these podcasts, you know that mindset is so important. And for me personally, I know that's one of the most important things that really ultimately affects how I perform. So, what do I mean by upgrading your thoughts? I mean, pay attention to how you talk to yourself. That little voice in your head. The messages it sends you all day can have a huge effect on how you feel and can even impact your mental health. So, for example, if you constantly tell yourself how tired you are naturally going to feel even more tired. Or if you're feeling stressed and all you do is remind yourself of everything stressing you out, you're just going to feel even more stressed. Now, does this sound familiar? And I'll just tell you, I found myself feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, all the kids' activities with work. And obviously, I've got some big plans for some things that I plan on launching in 2020. And so I found myself just getting stressed out, and it was, causing me to even feel more stressed out. So I just had to step back and just take some time to unwind and let it all out and just forget about the stress and take an opportunity to just know that everything's going to work out. And eventually, I think I also had 2-3 good workouts in the last couple of days, which really helped as well. I think, though, all of us at one point you know, get to that point. And so if you feel stuck, you're not alone. All right. Like I said, I've been there. I know many people that have been there, and it's just natural. Okay. Something that's natural to happen to us. And so when you start to turn those thoughts around and you start to begin to focus in on the positive, then you'll start to feel better immediately. And if anybody has ever done this before, you know what I'm talking about. But if you just kind of pause and break and start to think about all the things that you're thankful for, like if you write down, just start writing down a bunch of things that you're thankful for, you'll start to see your thoughts and your mind kind of change because you start to realize how good things really are. So changing those thoughts and doing that simple little task of just starting to write down your gratitude will really help you. Okay. And so you can sometimes do that in a matter of minutes. And here's why this is so important. Consistently mulling over your problems or negative feelings can turn into what's called ruminating thinking. Now, here's a fun fact for you. It gets its name from cows, which are ruminant animals. They consistently chew their cud. And since you asked, cud is actually the partly digested food returned from their first stomach for even more chewing. It's kind of nasty, huh? Anyway, chewing on your thoughts and negative feelings is pretty much the same thing, and it can take a sour turn after a while. Ruminating is when you get stuck in a thought loop about the same topic over and over. And after a while, it can turn into a habit that replays itself automatically. You don't even think about it. It gets in that part of the brain that just puts it on replay. And so kind of like when you're tired and you constantly remind yourself of it, it gets harder and harder to pull yourself out of it. It happens more often than you think, and most of us don't even realize that we're doing it. Now, I hope I didn't really upset your stomach there on that, but moving on. According to the American Psychological Association, many times when we get into this thought loop, it's actually because we believe thinking about a problem is doing something to solve it. I thought that was kind of interesting when I read that and wrote that down. But of course, as you know, that's not always the case. And check this out. Also, according to the APA, thinking about something over and over can actually get in the way of making things better. Okay, it can affect your thinking and your ability to solve problems. Plus, it's linked with depression. So what can you do? Here are some tips you can use to upgrade that thinking. So number one, I know you've heard this before, maybe. Affirmations are one of my favorite thought upgrades. They can help you turn negative thoughts around. Like, for instance, instead of saying, I'm exhausted, tell yourself, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. Now, I want to thank Gabriel Bernstein for that one. Okay, I don't make these quotes up. I find them all over the place, and so I wanted to give credit where credit was due. Or how about this one? Or instead of telling yourself you're stressed out, say, I'm capable of anything I set my mind to, one step at a time. I've got this. Listen, you have to find an affirmation that resonates with you, how you want to feel versus how you do not want to feel. Now, make sure, though, your affirmation is positive, empowering, and you need to repeat it. Let me say that again. Repeat it to yourself every time you feel like you're going down that negative rabbit hole. I would even suggest maybe even repeating it daily for several days, several weeks, and really get that in there if you're really stuck in a pattern. Here's your second tip. Pretty short, but try breathing exercises. I mentioned to you earlier when I said how I was stressed out, I actually used my breathing app on my Apple Watch. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I actually did do it, and it did feel better. Taking those deep taking those deep breaths in and out. And again, this is powerful. It can upgrade your life. There are great free apps. Like I mentioned, I use the one on the Apple Watch. I'm sure that if you search, there's plenty more. Remember, breathing exercise almost instantly